I am Miss Jennifer Pinkett, Chief Decision Maker at J Village Incorporated. I'm known affectionately as the Single Mom Sage because of my unique mission to support single moms on their journey to stop surviving and start thriving. We can thrive spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially. Yes, we can thrive. When I was beginning my journey of figuring out who I was and what it was that I really wanted in life and figuring out my purpose, I did several 21-day challenges. I did the Daniel Fast. I did a 21-day challenge to becoming your authentic self. And I did some one-on-one work with a coach for 21 days, an intensive 21 days. And what I learned most out of all of those sessions was that I had to figure out my why, the purpose. What was I doing them for? Was I doing them for a cleanse of my body? Was I doing them for a cleanse of my mind? Was I doing them to figure out some things? For me, I did them to figure out some things, to get clear on where I was going. When I work with my clients one-on-one, no matter what they come to me for, whether it be co-parenting help, whether it's getting over, getting through, growing through, or whether it's just an ear to vent to and get that other, should we say, that other piece of advice, I do the same thing with them when we first begin, because what I've realized is that all the other junk, all the other noise is just clutter. And sometimes we've got to get really quiet and we've got to get real within ourselves, which is why I created the 21-day Thrive Challenge, a challenge specifically created for single moms to release their past, embrace their present, and thrive in the future. I created this challenge out of what I needed, what I learned, and what I do with my clients. So this isn't something that I just made up and decided would be something to market or sell. This is something that I know is needed, something that I know works, and something that I know can help you clean the clutter out, get rid of all the excess noise, and really get on a thriving path. So the challenge itself is 21 days, but I thought I'd let you in on a little beforehand work, right? Because there's always something we've got to do before we start the work, right? So this is the workbook manual you get when you sign up for the challenge. It is an actual book, and it's got pages and lines in it so that you can actually write in it, right? Because hearing something or thinking something is great, but when you write it down, it gives it a whole new meaning. But the number one piece of the before work is why thrive. And this is what I say. Before you embark on this journey, ask yourself, why thrive? What's your why? Before we embark on any journey, we have to know our why, because that is what's going to get us to the other side. That's what's going to bring you through the hard part of this journey. And trust me, it will get hard. So I want to take the next few moments and give you my why. Now, I told you that I went through my journeys and I did my self-work because I wanted to get clear on some things. But that really wasn't my why. Here was my why. My why was because I was a single mother of 3. And I had 3 baby daddies, and I had to make sense of it all. How did I end up like this? How did I become another statistic? When I wasn't set out to be a statistic, I was given the tools to be so much more, like so many of you, right? And so my why was to understand why I was here, but not just to understand it, but to grow from it, to learn the lessons of every situation of my life, and then to take those lessons and to take the growth that I had and to truly embark on creating a legacy for me and my children, to give them something different. Because we all know that, look at our parents. Our parents have told us how many times, don't do this, don't do that. And we say, why? And they say, because I said so. Does that ever work? Like hardly ever, right? So I decided that I needed to create a legacy. I needed to create something for my children that would allow them to grow with me, to understand my past, to understand why I was on the course that I was on, but more importantly, to understand and to do something greater with it. So going through my journeys helps me to clear out the clutter, get rid of all the extra noise, turn down what everybody else was saying, what everybody else thought I should be doing, what everybody else needed me to do, and really focus and hone in on why. why I needed to do it, what I needed to do, and why was it so important. So today when I help single moms on their journey, today when I stand up and I speak in front of audience, when I write books, I'm very clear about my why. My why is because I need to make the pain make sense. I've turned my pain into a greater purpose. And if there is just one single mom who hears my story, who hears my lessons, who takes any of my tips, my advice, my knowledge, and radically transform her life, then it's all been for that purpose. It's all for that one moment in time where I can help someone else radically transform who they are and where they're going. So, if you've been thinking about taking the 21-day challenge, I would strongly encourage you right now to figure out your why. And it can be a list of things, and some things may repeat themselves, because I had like 2 whole pages of my why when I first started. So figure out your why. Why do you want to thrive? Why? And you know what? Let's take a step back. Before you figure out your why do you want to thrive, figure out what thriving means. Webster says that thriving means to flourish, to grow well, right? And so if we're flourishing does not mean driving the Bentley. It does not mean having the mansion and the millions and having all these people around you. Flourishing means being exactly who you were purposed to be and living that out. So take a moment and figure out what thriving means for you, what that looks like for you, and then figure out why you want to thrive, why you want to go on a journey that's going to help you clean out the clutter, turn down the noise, and get clear on who you are purposed to be, and where you are going in life. So that's my challenge for each and every single one of you watching this video, to just really get clear. Figure out your why. And then when you're ready, when you figured it out, join me for the 21-day Thrive Challenge. Let's go through 21 days of cleaning out the clutter, 21 days of releasing the past, letting go of things that has happened, things that they've told you, limiting beliefs that you put upon yourself. Let's embrace where we are today, whether we are struggling financially, whether we are struggling with our weight and our physical body, whether we are struggling emotionally because it's just so much going on, or whether we are just struggling spiritually. Wherever we are, and maybe we're thriving in certain pieces and we're struggling in other pieces, but let's just embrace and let's get happy and excited about who we are today. Because once we release what's behind us and get happy and excited about who we are today, guess what we can do then? We can create the roadmap to our thriving future, and we can enjoy every single step on the way. So, do the first step and figure out your why. And then after you figure out your why, join me and the other single moms that are working with me for the 21-day Thrive Challenge.